Hi, I'm Ben Haskvitz, and I'm here to tell about my brother Trampus Haskvitz, who passed away August 11th, 2011 on the Coal Canyon fire, fighting fire for the state of South Dakota. He loved to fight fire, loved to be a leader, good brother, good friend, just an all-around good guy.
He was a kid that would do anything. He didn't particularly like fishing, but he'd go with you because he was just such a good friend. Hated touching fish, and I didn't like that because I always had to take his fish off. He's up for anything. Girls, he liked girls, and they liked him a lot because he was a cute one. Kind of made me jealous too. No, just all around a man, a friend, a brother. I mean, definition is my brother. Trampus is all those, and I wish I had some of his qualities, and I think I have got some of his qualities since he's passed. Good qualities, I think. Yeah,
I went in to fight fire, and it was just kind of a summer job because I was going to go in teaching, and I wanted to fight fire in the summer times in my off time. I did it for 1 year, and then I kind of told him, hey, you know, join the crew, I think you like it. So he kind of just followed in the footsteps, and then John jumped on, I think, a year after that. So that's kind of how it all started. Yep.
And we we managed to all be on the same crew 1 year, all summer. All three of us were together. There was your brother battles going on there, but we got over them. We got fired. We had to actually go to work and get the job done, and worked out really well. It's kind of cool working with your brothers.
It's not, you know, I mean, working in the fire world, obviously you got to trust the people around you, and who better to trust than you know your brothers are going to be there, you know, and at least maybe they might not listen to you at the time, but at least on a fire, you know, they trust they respect your word and say, hey, you know, back out if you have to, or hey, bump up if you need to, and stuff like that. And it happens because it's your brother, and it's a lot easier to work with them that way, you know. Because that's, you know, that's what fighting should be anyways. You should be trusting the people around you. What better person to have? So, and Trampus was definitely one of those people, in fire and out of fire. You know, you can ask him to do anything. And we all three went to college together too. So that was
together.
Yeah, that was interesting too.
You're talking about the wildland part, listening. I listened probably to Tramp, no offense, probably more to him.
Yeah.
Because he was a smart kid too. He got the brains, I got the muscles, I think. He was a littler guy, but you didn't want to mess with him. He was one of them kids. Just all around good dude.
Yeah.
Proud to be his brother.
Definitely. Yeah, like, you know, we've talked a lot about him lately, and like John said, you know, you kind of acquire some of his qualities, or try to look at yourself in your life a little more. And you know, you've kind of thought about it before he passed away, but after he passed away, like, man, more people should, you know, look to each other more and be able to trust each other more, have more patience with each other. I think that's one of the biggest things, is because, man, it just hits you. Life is way too short to be worrying, and he kind of lived that life anyways, and it didn't have to take something like this for him to live like that, you know.
And we lived in a really small community, so when he passed, it showed in everybody. I mean, there was people that just knew of him because he worked in a grocery store before he did fire. So all the old ladies knew him just because he helped carry out bags, and everybody remembered Trampus. And maybe it's because his name was weird, but they remembered him because he was so kind-hearted, and he's different than I was, I guess. He had all of our qualities combined plus more. Yeah. I can honestly say that.
Yeah, it's weird how that works out like that. But like you said, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people, and you go through your daily life and don't really realize the support and friends and family that you do have out there until something like this happens, and then the community shows up of Hot Springs. It's like, holy cow, I mean, she was my first grade teacher, and I mean, she's heartfelt over this. Or it was Trampus's third grade teacher that you haven't seen in 10, 12 years, you know, and it's just like, what the heck? But it was awesome. I mean, And then we put on a golf tournament for him this last year. Again, the community just helped out so much. It's amazing to see that. And it reflects back on Trampus, I think, on what he did and his effect on the community. You know, because if you're not a good community member, hey, people aren't going to show up for you. But man, I mean, I think the town of Hot Springs was pretty much shut down that day. You know, I've never even seen it like that for anything.
And my dad always has these little sayings, and his was, be remembered by the tracks you leave behind. And I hope someday that when I do pass, that people remember you like they did Tramp, because he was definitely remembered by the tracks he left behind, and he was the definition of that also, and he lived that saying up to the fullest.